Morning, y'all. We're out here at the airport. As you can tell, doesn't look like we'll be doing much flying this morning. Saturday. So you can tell the airplane's in. Nice little spot, clean, staying together. So basically, what we're gonna do coming out here today is, I got a bunch of stuff from American Champion to replace some of the plastics. We got the trim gauges. And we got some more fuel covers, as I'll show you here in a second into the airplane, about how, mine's all cracked. As you know, we just got this airplane about 2 months ago, so I'm just slowly fixing some of the stuff that I felt I had a problem with, and getting the stuff in. So what I did is I opted to go with some black trim here, so we're going to be taking these off. And then I'm going to be repopulating all my trim. I'm going to be redoing my throttle. And then I'm going to be replacing these fuel gauges. As you can tell, this one's a little bit worse off. It's cracked. So we're just going to try to clean it up here today. Do a little maintenance. Maybe clean the belly side of the airplane. So I will bring you back to it when I get rolling. Guys, I had run to the hardware store to get some double-sided tape, but I'm going to show you. I got one set up in there. As you can see, it looks kind of new, kind of really nice actually compared to the old one. So I'll get back into it when I get down here to start doing these. Maybe I'll set up a little pod so you guys can see me change out the trim and then put all my labels and stuff on. Alright guys, so I got you guys kind of set up here, so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. You can obviously see a new part to the old part, how much nicer it looks. So basically, to start off here, I kind of just put these on top of each other, kind of get my guesstimation of where my holes are going to be. And then I come through in here with a 1/8" bit to start out. Drill my pilot hole. Make sure everything's still lined up here. Because when they ship them out, they don't ship them out with any holes, any markings or anything like that. So kind of just start with that. And then I come up and I step it up into a 1/4" bit. Just because that's what they kind of did, because I think the holes in the airplane and in the wing aren't necessarily 100% straight. I'll come back, just drill this hole. Once I do that, I kind of come back and just make sure all the flashing's cut off the edges. So I should have done the other side first, but I'll come up in here, test it, make sure it goes back in the same spot, get to my holes, which are pretty close. I think I just need to open them up onto the one side a little bit, and then obviously clean that up, because that's not necessarily a good thing for a nice new part with a little bit of dirty interior. So need just a little bit more clearance. Alright, so now that we got it all test fit, we got it fitting, we're just going to clean off the backside up here real good. Because as you know, you can't get to that. So I'm going to come in here and bring you up into the airplane. Alright, so now what we're going to do, see how I take the label off? That one doesn't have a label. So I'm going to come over here and show you how I take the label off of The old one. Alright, so what I figured out works easy for me to take the label off. What did I do with the old one? I had it. So I just came and took a razor blade, got up behind it, and then kind of just slid down the face, held it, so that way I didn't bend it all up or anything like that, and just cut it very slowly. I got it to pop off. And from that point, clean it up and I straighten it up a little bit to get it nice and flat. And I come in and we've got some thin double-sided tape. Just come along and put that along the back here. Razor blade. Cut off the excess. From the start, I just run that same blade and get it started. Just run it right down the edge. Those pieces right off nice and clean. If you get one that's long, you can just start in the center, get it started. Run it down. Something like that. And then come back and finish out the other way. And do the ends. Alright, so obviously you know that we're new to this YouTube deal. We're obviously learning as we go. But I try to make our videos more interesting. A little bit about myself is, I had an accident in 172 with an engine failure. That was my dad's airplane for 44 years. Right after I got my PPL, 4 hours, I had my daughter and her boyfriend in the airplane, and it broke the valve off the bottom of the engine. I was about 1,800 feet out sightseeing, and I was over a city out by the beach in Ventura. Luckily, when I called in, I was able to get to the beach. I ended up putting the airplane down. But the particular beach that I was at, they had rock jetties because it was right by a marina, so I only had about 500 feet, 600 feet in between these jetties. And I landed in between one of the jetties, landed the airplane, skidded up to a stop, and then hit the rocks about maybe 20 miles an hour. Just popped the front end up, set the airplane down on the side. Really scary moment, but thank God, that we ended up walking away. No injuries, no nothing, anything like that. So after that, I decided to go into, I've always wanted to fly a tail wheel. And that was, I would say, bring it back, that was about when I was about 90 hours, 95 hours or so I had in airplanes. Some tail wheel and things like that. After that, I went through my EMT and got my tail wheel endorsement, then started into aerobatics, which I grew fond of. So instead of replacing anything with a 172, I ended up buying, obviously, a Decathlon, which I'm loving. I've had for 2 months. I got about 30 hours on it. As you can see, we've done our first flight up. I've been to Paso Robles and local couple 3-hour flights here and there. And then I have done some aerobatics in it. I'll be posting some pictures of aerobatics. One of my things is I've always wanted to do an IAC competition. So don't know if I'm going to get to it this year. There's one more event up at Borrego which is Acrofest, but it's only in about 2 weeks. And I don't know if I'm 100% comfortable enough to get out there on my own and do it yet. So I think I'm going to take the off season and practice, at least starting with primary come springtime. And then go basically see where it goes. And, you know, I'm either gonna like it or I'm not. I do enjoy doing aerobatics, and that'll be something that I'll bring like a little series, showing you some series of me practicing. A friend of mine by the name of Mark King. He's a good aerobatic pilot. I actually hang with him here, and he's obviously a busy man, but he has offered his help, basically, to kind of steer me in the right direction, get me to learn the aerobatic box, because we got to fly in obviously a tight quarter aerobatic box, which I've never done. I've just always done free aerobatics. So I guess we'll see where it goes, but I definitely am going to take you along with the journey, and these to my first aerobatic competition, so that way you guys can see kind of the whole process of what goes on with all that. And how much dedication and the time that goes in. Right now I do fly on the weekends. Usually me and Linda will fly a couple hours, you know, at least minimum 2-3 hours. And then during the week, I try to get out here twice a week to fly in the aerobatic box, which fortunately right here in Santa Paula, we have an aerobatic box which is right outside of Santa Paula. So by the time I can get up to altitude to fly aerobatics, I'm already in my practice box for me to fly in. So I am fortunate with that, so I can get out here a couple times a week and kind of practice. But I'm kind of looking forward to doing that, and taking you guys along with my ride. So I guess that'll be something for you to come up. All right, so basically on this here, I just basically put the double-sided tape on the backside. I'm like I said, I'm pretty particular, so I'll end up measuring it out and then leveling it up, and then putting it on. So what I'm gonna do is cut you guys off, and then I'll come back to either when I'm doing a trim panel or when I get everything wrapped up, because I definitely still got to do my throttle controls. I'm gonna put black in, and I got to add the labels and stuff like that, so it's a bit timely. All the trim pieces put on, it was kind of a pain in the butt due to the fact that a couple of the screws were stripped out on the aluminum panels. But I finally got them on, got all the placards on. I think it looks good, and then I mounted a couple GoPro mounts. One for forward facing out the windshield so you guys can get what we're flying to, as well as one facing me and Linda. Over time we will get another GoPro, because as I do have a wing mount, which I do have some recording on it, especially with some aerobatics on a 360. So she'll eventually put that together here for a video. Let me show you here what the trim panels look like. You know, they came out okay. I think it looks nicer than the white, kind of blends away. They are a little bit smaller, so you do see a little bit of the trim, but you know, it is a 25-year-old airplane, so it does have its little bit of flaws. Then like I said, I got a mount up there, and then a forward-facing mount. The forward-facing mount I got off of Amazon, which is really nice. Probably the best mount that I've had so far, so that one I know is stay permanent. This one here I got had a great suction cup, a little vibrating, so I'm going to try it, and then just kind of see where that takes us. I don't know if it'll give us too much vibration, and I need to go to more of like a ram mount, like a ball mount, like what I hold my GPS on. What we're gonna do sort of with this channel is kind of create something about like kind of our life. We do a lot of hobbies. I'll eventually show you what I do for work. I do custom cabinetry on high-end residential stuff, so I will show you some shop views and kind of some stuff that I do there. Our other main hobby besides flying is we do Lake Havasu. We are in Southern California. We do travel to Arizona quite a bit to use our boat. Like I said, we're just getting used to this whole camera thing. Hopefully this is giving you guys a little bit more talking instead of just flying. And we'll kind of put a mix of a little bit of everything in there. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap up the video with this one, with doing the panels. it's not going to give me a chance to fly today due to the fact that the weather is just not cooperating. And I got a birthday party to get to. So I'll see you next time.